Have you been told that at 35, you're suddenly considered high risk for pregnancy? Or maybe you're hearing phrases like advanced maternal age and your biological clock is ticking everywhere your head turns. Perhaps you're feeling pressure to rush into IVF because time is running out. If any of this sounds familiar, I need you to hear this. Age is just one piece of your fertility puzzle, not the entire picture. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Marc Sklar, also known as the fertility expert. For over 22 years, I've helped thousands of women around the world navigate their fertility journeys and grow their families naturally or with some additional support. And let me tell you something. Some of the most incredible success stories are women who conceived naturally in their late 30s and 40s. Today, I'm going to share exactly why women over 35 should care about their fertility, but not in the way you might be thinking. We're going to talk about the 5 things that matter way more than your age. Plus, I'll give you actionable steps to optimize your fertility right now, regardless of how many candles were on your last birthday cake. But before we dive in, I want to invite you to my free masterclass where I walk you through the proven 5-step system to transform your fertility and reignite your hope to get pregnant. This masterclass has helped thousands of women just like you, and it's completely free. I'm going to leave the link in the description below for you. Here's what I want you to understand right from the start. Your age doesn't define your fertility. I've worked with women in their early 20s who struggled with multiple fertility challenges, and I've celebrated with women in their mid-40s who conceived naturally after years of trying. Just last week, I had a member of my HOPE program tell me she's pregnant, and she's 41 with low AMH. Another member, Tara, shared that she had a natural healthy pregnancy at the age of 47. And Aziza, she conceived naturally at 44 after multiple failed IVF attempts. The difference wasn't their age, it was their approach. Instead of accepting unexplained infertility or rushing into invasive treatments, they focused on optimizing their overall fertility health. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. So with that, point number 1, quality over quantity. The medical community loves to focus on egg quantity and declining ovarian reserve as you age. But here's what they're not telling you. Egg quality is far more important than quantity. Every month, when you ovulate, you only release 1 egg, regardless of how many follicles are developing. So let's focus on making that 1 egg the healthiest it can possibly be. In the HOPE program, we focus on supporting mitochondrial function in your eggs. The mitochondria are the powerhouses of your cells, and they're what give your eggs the energy they need to mature, fertilize, and develop into healthy embryos. Age absolutely does impact mitochondrial function, but there's so much you can do to improve it. We use targeted supplements like CoQ10, which has incredible research supporting cellular health and mitochondrial function. I also work with a company called Rejuva, where we've created specific products to improve both egg and sperm health. The Rejuva Eggs product and Rejuva Repair are combined to focus not just on egg quality, but also creating the optimal environment for conception. One of my members shared this with me. I was told my eggs were too old at 39. But after working on mitochondrial health for 4 months, my embryo quality improved dramatically and I got pregnant naturally. The key is understanding that while we can't change your age, we absolutely can change your cellular health. And that's where the real magic happens. Okay, number 2. Your body's communication system. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to stress, inflammation, and hormonal imbalances. But instead of seeing this as a weakness, I want you to see it as your body becoming a more sophisticated communication system. So what do I mean by that? Those irregular cycles, energy dips, or mood changes, they're not just you getting older. They're your body asking for support. In my program, we teach women to decode their body's signals. A shorter luteal phase, changes in cervical mucus, or increased PMS symptoms are all valuable information. They're telling us about your hormone balance, nutrient deficiencies, or underlying inflammation that we need to address. We do comprehensive testing that goes far beyond what most doctors check. We look at thyroid function, inflammatory markers, nutrient levels, and detailed hormone panels. We also assess digestive health because so many fertility issues actually start in the gut. I had a member, her name was Julia, who was told her thyroid was normal by multiple doctors. When we did more detailed testing, we found she had subclinical hypothyroidism, and that was affecting her fertility. Once we addressed her thyroid issues, she conceived and delivered a healthy baby boy. She told me, I don't think we would have had him if you hadn't discovered my thyroid issues. Your body is incredibly intelligent. We just need to learn how to listen to what it's saying and give it what it needs. Number 3, the inflammation factor. So as we age, our bodies naturally become more prone to inflammation. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's often our immune system trying to protect us. But chronic inflammation can interfere with ovulation, can interfere with implantation and hormone production. The good news is that inflammation is completely within your control. We need to focus on identifying and reducing sources of inflammation in your life. This includes everything from the foods you eat to the products you use in your home. We also work on supporting your body's natural detoxification process because toxins accumulate and this can cause an increased amount of inflammation over time. In the HOPE program, we create personalized anti-inflammatory protocols. This might include specific dietary changes, some targeted supplements like omega-3 fatty acids and antioxidants, and lifestyle modifications. We also address stress management because chronic stress is one of the biggest drivers of inflammation. One area that's often overlooked is blood sugar balance. Even small forms of insulin resistance can cause inflammation and are now being considered an autoimmune condition. This is why I teach my members to focus on eating balanced meals with protein, healthy fats, and fiber, and to avoid skipping meals. I recently worked with a member who had been struggling with irregular cycles and weight gain. When we addressed her blood sugar balance and reduced her inflammation through diet and supplements, her cycles regulated within 2 months, and she conceived naturally after 3 years of trying. The key is understanding that inflammation is often the root cause of many fertility challenges, and it's completely addressable. All right, number 4, the partner factor. Here's something most couples don't realize. Sperm quality has declined dramatically over the last 50 years, and this decline correlates with increased use of chemicals and toxins in our environment. As women, you often focus entirely on your own fertility, but 50% of all fertility issues are male factor related. In my program, we always work with both partners because fertility is a team effort. Men's fertility is actually more volatile than women's. Sperm completely regenerate every 74 days, which means we can see significant improvements relatively quickly with the right interventions. I recently co-authored a case study that shows how impactful positive changes can be on male fertility. We worked with a man who had poor sperm parameters, and through targeted lifestyle changes, stress management, and supplements, we saw dramatic improvements in his sperm count, motility, and morphology. The main supplement we used was something called Revolution Pro, a specific type of maca that helps regulate and improve male fertility and boost testosterone. But the real magic happened when we addressed his gut health, reduced his inflammation, and regulated his blood sugar. The same factors that impact female fertility. One couple in my program had been trying for 2 years. The woman was 38 and focused entirely on her own age and egg quality. When we finally tested her partner, we found significant male factor issues. After working with both of them for 6 months, they conceived naturally. She later told me, "Hey, I wish we had looked at the whole picture from the beginning instead of just assuming it was my age." Remember, you're both contributing to creating this baby. Both partners need to be optimized for the best possible outcomes. Number 5, the hope factor. The most successful women in my program aren't necessarily the youngest. They're the ones who refuse to let their age define their possibilities. They understand that while fertility does change with age, it doesn't disappear. They focus on what they can control rather than what they can't. We work extensively on shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. Instead of "I'm running out of time," we focus on "I'm taking control of my fertility." Instead of "I'm too old," we work with "I'm experienced and ready to be the best mother possible." In the HOPE program, we provide not just medical support, but emotional and psychological support as well. We have a community of women who understand exactly what you're going through, and we provide regular coaching calls where women can get support, ask questions, and celebrate victories together. We had a member who came to me at 42 years of age, after 3 miscarriages. She was told by multiple doctors that her age was the problem and she should accept that it might not ever happen. We worked together to uncover the root causes of her pregnancy losses, which had nothing to do with her age, nothing. And she went on to have a healthy pregnancy and baby. Another member, Millie, delivered her daughter at 43 years old after working with us. She told me, "I couldn't have done it without you, and I wish I had found you sooner." The truth is, age is just a number. Your fertility is about much more than how many birthdays you've had. If you're ready to stop letting your age define your fertility and you're ready to start taking control of your journey, I want to invite you to book a personalized fertility assessment with my team. This is where we will analyze your unique situation, identify what might be impacting your fertility, and create a step-by-step plan that's tailored specifically to you and your needs. This isn't about ignoring your age. It's about optimizing everything else so that your age becomes just one small factor among many working in your favor. You can book your assessment using the link in the description below. All right, a little bonus tip for you. This is what I call the urgency trap. Here's something that I want you to be aware of. The fertility industry often uses age to create urgency that leads to hasty decisions. You're hearing things like, you need to freeze your eggs now, or IVF is your only option the moment that you turn 35. Well, while it's true that fertility changes with age, you don't have to panic. You have more time than you actually think, especially when you're working with someone who understands how to optimize fertility naturally. I've seen women make significant improvements in their fertility health in just a few months of focused work. We help you create a realistic timeline based on your individual situation, not generic age-related statistics. Maybe you have 6 months to work on your natural approaches before considering some form of assisted reproduction. Maybe you have a year, or maybe you need to start with IVF, but want to optimize your body for the best possible outcomes now. The key is making informed decisions based on your unique situation, not fear-based decisions based on your age alone. One of the members told me, "I spent 2 years panicking about my age and rushing into treatments that didn't work. When I finally slowed down and focused on optimizing my health, I got pregnant naturally within 4 months." Your fertility journey is a marathon, not a sprint. You have more control and more time than the fertility industry wants you to believe. Remember, some of my most beautiful success stories are women who were told they were too old or had waited too long. They proved that with the right support, the right testing, and the right plan, pregnancy is possible at any age. Your age doesn't disqualify you from motherhood. It doesn't mean you've missed your window, and it certainly doesn't mean you should panic or make hasty decisions about your fertility. What it does mean is that you might need a more personalized, comprehensive approach to optimizing your fertility. You might need someone who sees the whole picture and not just your birthday. I've had the incredible honor of working with women in their late 30s and 40s who were told their dreams of motherhood were over. Many of them are holding their babies, and they'll tell you that age was never the real issue. If you're ready to discover what's really impacting your fertility and create a plan that works with your body instead of against it, I want to invite you to book a personalized fertility assessment with my team. This is where we will help you understand what's actually happening in your body, identify the real factors affecting your fertility, and create a clear roadmap for moving forward, regardless of what your birth certificate says. This could be the conversation that changes everything for you. The link is in the description below. To keep learning about fertility and see more success stories from women over 35, check out these hope stories from other members of my program. You'll find the playlist link in the description. And if, like them, you want my help and want me as your coach, remember to apply and qualify for the Hope Fertility Program using the link in the description below. Until the next video, stay fertile. And remember, your story is just getting started.